Hi, welcome back to Little Blue Fox Music Studio. Finally, filming episode 2. Sorry it's taken me so long, but I went down a very adventurous path when my console, my Tascam M520, started blowing the F1, F2 fuse, which run the 15 volt negative positive audio rails. Pretty important. While I was in that process, I was actually calibrating my MS-16, the reel-to-reel, and then I was able to align the M520 with the MS-16, and now they're all taken care of. Now, I still need to recap and probably replace a few IC regulators on my power supply. I'm learning. It's been a fantastic adventure. I've always been a little handy with a soldering iron, but this will be getting a little more advanced for me. But I have friends like Sweet Beats, a guy on a forum called homerecording.com. If you're interested in this analog type equipment, there are some amazing people out there on homerecording.com. I owe a lot to them over the past 3 or 4 years as I've gotten this equipment and setting it up, asking questions, trying to figure out a lot of ins and outs. Sweet Beats has been the best. He has a couple of threads on some very specific equipment, such as the Tascam M520, the Tascam MS-16, the 388 Studio 8, which I used to own and I regret selling. If you have one of those, they're amazing little devices. Look them up if you don't know what I'm talking about, or there's a picture. If it hadn't have been for so many fantastic people like him, I just would not be up and running. So I really have a lot to say thanks for all of that. So this particular episode, I thought you guys might like to see the studio I keep talking about and all the equipment I keep talking about. So stay tuned and be sure to subscribe, follow, and hit that bell for notifications, and I'll try to start getting these videos produced more often. I thought I'd start with an overview. Here's the console, and of course to the left is the MS-16, my compressor stack there with some effects units, my preamps, we'll get to those later. Over here on the wall we have one of my Ibanez guitars, Taylor, my Kala. You may be wondering, what are those crocheted pot holders doing in those guitars? Well, back in the studio days, and I still do it today, those help keep the frequency and resonance happening while I'm playing music or recording in here. Over here we have my Fender American Deluxe Plus. This one's kind of cool. It's got personality cards. You can look that up. Next to that is a PRS, and back in the corner is my Kramer 84 reissue. You may see these legs here and sticking down from the ceiling. That is actually my drum set. I've got it cranked up to the ceiling, and I've been building that over a period of time with some spare parts. I started with a TD-02, and I just recently upgraded the snare to a 12-inch, and the module is now a TD-17. Over on the wall over here, the synth wall, we've got a Roland TR-8 drum machine, a Roland SH-32. Below that is my Yamaha DX-11 under the cover, then the Oberheim OBX-8, and then underneath that is one of my pride and joys, my Roland Alpha Juno 2. Below that is the Memotron by Mannequin. It's the M2K model. Below that is my Roland Gaia. Below that is my Roland Jupiter 80, which I think just has beautiful sounds, and it's definitely great for orchestral work. Then below that I have my Fender Rumble 25 amp, in white of course. And here's my Teenage Engineering stuff. Now, I'm a huge Teenage Engineering fan. I'm actually recording this narration using that microphone and the TP7 little recorder there. Next to that's the TX6, my original OP1 back in the back, my OP1 Field, and the OP1XY. Below that is my sidecar that's got some amplifiers and a remote for the MS-16. Up here we've got Fender Telecaster, Fender Strat, Fender P-Bass, and another ukulele, my Martin. As you can see, I'm very, very organized. I like to keep things tidy in my studio. I like to keep cords out of the way. I love having books, and I like to display my pedals when I'm not using them. And of course, I always keep scotch in the studio. Welcome to Little Blue Fox Music Studio, where we still play cassettes. Next to that is my Tascam 32 reel-to-reel. It's a mastering deck, and I actually love using this. It's tied into my console so that I can record anything that's going on in the studio at any time. And it's really handy to capture ideas on the fly, much faster than digital. You have to go through menus and find the app. This, you just reach over, hit play and record, and you get it captured. Up here we've got, there's a Kala U-Bass, solid body, my Kala Elite Koa. And my Gibson 50s Les Paul in Inverness Green. And here is the MS-16, fully calibrated, using Recording the Masters SM911 tape. I've got the DBX units down there. Then my amplifiers, the Ibanez TS-A15 head and two 12-inch cabinet there. And then my Friedman, and it's in a custom Ocean Sparkle. And there's one of my pedal boards. There's the other one way up there. It's actually a TC Electronic G system that is up there, which I run from this unit right here. And then, of course, it is able to switch through all of these pedals. And it also switches the amp. It may be a little antiquated to some folks. Speaking of antiquated, I love my BBE pedals. That's thanks to Josh over at JHS Pedals. It's all his fault. And then, of course, the other pedals that I really like to keep on my board. I'm still looking for a new chorus, so I'm using a cheap Joyo right now. I think that's how you say that. And there's the rest of the BBE pedals, and then, of course, one of the JHS Angry Charlie. Down here we've got the patch bay. It starts with an XLR and then multiple 1/4 inch TRS all the way down to TS 1/4 inch PB32s by Tascam that actually came with my console and my MS-16. And of course there was my Sonic Maximizer, which I love. Here we've got Clark Technic compressors, Black Lion compressor, an Art Pro VLA, the JDK Audio R22 compressor, TC Electronic M1 XL multi-effects, and the Lexicon MX400 multi-effects. And those are tied into the auxiliary here on the console. And of course a little remote for the Tascam 32 reel-to-reel. Over here we got preamps, the Black Lion 18, very smooth, got a fantastic EQ, great preamp. Then of course the Pro MPA, and that is my Mark of the Unicorn 16A, that's 16 in, 16 out interface, Thunderbolt going straight to the Mac. And above that is my PreSonus Central Station, and that's for my monitor controlling, which allows me to have the remote in easy arm's distance. And of course, if you're going to have patch bays, you've got to have patch cords. And lots of headphones as well for this kind of work. Well, that's it. That's the studio. Here's an overview. I'm sure I missed a few things, but over time, I think we can enjoy talking about more. And if you see anything here you have questions about, please don't hesitate to get in touch, leave a comment. I'd love to have a conversation with you about this gear, stuff that I think that we all love and enjoy. And of course, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that bell for notifications for the next video. And I'll see you soon. Thanks for watching Little Blue Fox Music Studio. Take care.